Who is the MVP of the defense?
Let's do some contenders.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bosa.
Yeah.
Who else?
Dre Greenlaw has had a phenomenal year, even though they didn't give a Pro Bowl.
He's terrific.
Yeah.
Fred Warner.
Obviously. He's terrific. Travarius Ward, the free agent corner.
I was going to say him.
He's been really good.
Okay. I would limit it to Greenlaw and Bosa.
Me too.
I would, as much as I like the other two, and I like them, it's no criticism. I would say it's between Greenlaw and Bosa, and I'd say it's not even a question. Bosa is an amazing player, Iggy. He may be the best player in the league.
Yeah, he really might be.
You know, everybody talks about Aaron Donald. I'd rather have him than Aaron Donald.
Me too.
Yeah. Aaron Donald takes plays off.
Yes, he does.
Yes,
and
he does.
Aaron Donald, like, the Niners make him look irrelevant all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. He's a little small for his size. He kind of overruns run plays. You can use his aggression against him.
Yeah.
He's undersized for his position. Sorry, I messed that up. Okay. Yeah, Bosa's the MVP of the defense.
And I would say, Iggy, I think Bosa's the best player on the 49ers.
I think so. You could argue he should be the MVP of the league this year. He probably should be in the conversation with Patrick Mahomes or whoever's going to win it.
But no question.
Yeah, but I would also say that Dre Greenlaw is great as well, and I think he got hurt in this game and left, and I think you saw the Niners defense definitely wasn't the same without him. He is special. The Niners play a lot of zone coverage where there's a lot of space between the linebackers, and he covers so much ground. He makes it so it's really hard to throw the ball against them. Yeah, he would be in there. He might be. It might be 1A and 1B. Although,
Iggy, let me ask you: have you ever talked to Greenlaw?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's he like?
He is down to earth. He has a nice smile on his face. He's got a sense of humor. He wants to talk. He was a former 5th-round pick. He got re-signed this year, so he's an established made man on the team, but he's not one of the stars yet. He sits out there every Wednesday or Thursday, I want to say, and makes himself available to talk, which I appreciate. You know what I mean? Like there's players who are either there's 3 kind of players. There's the players who don't make themselves available to talk. I'm not here. I don't want to talk. Fine, that's your choice. They're the players who are hanging around their locker. Maybe they got a towel on, and you could tap them on the shoulder and say, "Hey, excuse me, can you talk?" And they'll say, "Sure," but they're not making it easy on you because they don't really want to talk. And there's the guys who sit down or stand up there for half an hour and just, "If you're ready, I'm here," because I'm a leader on this team, and if someone has to talk, it's going to be me. There are like 10 players on a team like that. He's one of them. Maybe 10's a lot. Maybe 5.
Name some of the others.
Frank Gore was that way. Always. Time for me to talk. DeForest Buckner was that way. Mike McGlinchey is that way. Mike McGlinchey takes his media responsibilities very seriously. I'm here to talk.
God love him.
Yeah. And these are guys who are like second tier, in the sense that like the PR staff isn't going to bring them to the podium. Like Nick Bosa, George Kittle, Fred Warner, Christian McCaffrey have a designated time every week that they talk because they're so good and everyone wants to talk to them. So the PR staff takes care of it. We get Warner on Wednesdays. Greenlaw isn't in that tier for whatever reason. So if he doesn't want to talk, we'll never talk to him. But he makes himself available. Debo never talks. Doesn't want to. Unless, it would be really, really hard to get Debo to talk midweek. Technically we could complain, but we're not gonna. But so you can't get him. Brandon Ayuk Debo's not around. Ayuk is around, but he isn't very talkative. So you could go up to him and he would say yes, but everyone kind of knows he'd rather be left alone, so you leave him alone. Unless he's had a good game, he'll come out and talk after that. That's sort of the personality of the team, I guess. Trent Williams stands there and talks. Trent Williams is available.
What is Bosa like?
Bosa talks once a week. He has that kind of like, I'm almost asleep. Look, I really don't want to do this. But I also am very perceptive, and if you ask me a good question, I'll give you a good answer. If you ask me a boring question, I'll give you a boring answer, which is kind of fair. Like,
you know what Harbaugh.
I mean? Yeah. He seems really bored. Certain players are like that. I remember Navarro Bowman, he'd come out and he's like, almost like he didn't want to do it. Like he didn't want to do it, which I understand because there are a lot of bad questions that you get asked. But if you ask him a good question, he'll give you a good answer. And he's actually particularly good after games. Like, for example, after this Raiders game, someone asked him directly, did you guys underestimate Jarrett Stidham? And he was like, yeah, I would have to say that we did. And it kind of goes into it. It's like very few defensive players would be that candid. Yes. I appreciate that. Like, if you ask most defensive players after a bad game what happened, we just didn't execute. We got to get on the details, this and that. Like, he won't talk in cliches. He'll be like, well, I didn't do this and we should have done that. We kept saying, like, we gave Jarrett Stidham. Someone said, it seems like you're getting beat by these mobile quarterbacks. And he's like, well, it's not like Stidham's at mobile. Like, Tom Brady could have ran through the lanes that we were giving this guy. It's like, that's a good line. That's a good line. That's Nick Bosa. Yeah.
Okay, so although he seems bored, he can be candid.
Yeah, you've been in those group interviews. Sometimes they're very boring, so it's fair. And he's not like he's ducking them. He just kind of stands there and he's like, what do we got this week,
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll be done in 2.5 minutes if people don't have good questions. But sometimes if there's something to talk about, he's the guy you want to go to. He might be the new Ahmad Brooks on the team.
What do you mean?
The kind of guy that actually is extremely insightful, but people don't think about it because of the way, how big he is, how violent he is, maybe the way he talks, whatever. People are like, I'm going to leave that guy alone. I don't know. But it seems to me that the truth comes from them. Ahmad Brooks, Nick Bosa, they can't help it. They just speak the truth. Yeah,
I love it.